Okay, now let us talk about this 1988 movie, They Live. Now, it is directed by John Carpenter and it's based on a short story by Ray Nelson from 1963 entitled 8 O'Clock in the Morning. It stars Roddy Piper, Meg Foster, and Keith David. Now, with everything that we do, we need to exercise critical thinking. We need to try and connect the dots and most definitely ask questions. What is going on? When Hollywood show you their hand, you need to pay attention. Let us try and connect the dots. What are they trying to tell us? Right now, I selected some scenes and I will be going over the dialogue. Now, when you go and watch this movie, please pay keen attention to what the characters are saying. This movie is very simple and straight to the point, but it's telling us a whole lot. Now, let us get into some dialogue. I got a wife and two kids back in Detroit. I haven't seen them in 6 months. Steel mills were laying off people left and right. They finally went under. We gave the steel companies a break when they needed it. Know what they gave themselves? Raises. The golden rule. He who has the goal make the rule. If they close one more factory, we should take a sledge to one of their fancy fucking cars. Right? Strong words. Now the other said, you should have more patience with life. Well, I'm all out. Right? So let us examine this dialogue and see what this 1988 movie is telling us in 2020. Now, in this movie, they are talking about job cuts, factory closing. What do we see happening now? What is happening around us? And for those of you who have not lost your jobs as yet, they are working on it. You will soon be jobless. Right? Now, this statement that he makes where they gave the steel companies a break and what did they give themselves a raise reminds me of the banking crisis when taxpayers bail the banks out. What did they give themselves? Let's keep it moving. Now, another thing that he said that is a very strong point. He who has the gold make the rule. Right? And we could say this. He who have the food make the rule, because we are going into a famine of biblical proportion. So he who has the food makes the rule. We could also look at it like this. He who makes the largest donation makes the rule. And we all know that Bill Gates is the second largest donor to the World Health Organization. So he who makes the largest donation makes the rule. Right? Now, this thing now that he who has the goal makes the rule could also, right, be interpreted as the banking elite. So they've got the gold while we have the paper. So they will make the rule, because right there, our money is worth nothing. Soon and very soon, we'll realize that the money that we have that is printed on polymer or paper, it won't even worth the ink that is placed on it. Right? Now, people know that we are in the end times. The end times is not coming. So we will be examining some more scene. Now, check this scene out. Now he says, so how you gonna make it? And he replied, the next one replied, I deliver a hard day work for my money. I just want a chance. It will come. I believe in America. I follow the rules. Everybody get their own hard times these days. No, ease of the impression that if you work hard, stay in school, and you get a chance, then you can make it. But that is not the reality, right? It's what you are prepared to do. So if you want money, power, and position, what are you prepared to do to get this money, power, and position? Because hard work won't give it to you. I know lots of people working hard for 20, 30 years and they haven't got anything. Now let's go into this very important scene where a hacker breaks into the normal television program. Now, what is so surprised is that the people who are watching the telly, they were quite annoyed by the hacker, right? They did not appreciate the fact that their program is disrupted. Now, let us get into what the hacker is saying. Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificial induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep, and it chips out. The beginning, the movement began, was 8 months ago by a small group of scientists who discovered quite by accident these signals being sent. The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. What do we see happening today? They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is the primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated. Now let us examine this dialogue and let us see if there's anything that we can pick from this 1988 movie that reflects what is happening today, right? Now, in the final statement, he says, keep us asleep, keep us selfish, and keep us sedated. Remember, we had an opioid crisis in some parts of the world, right? A lot of our young people are addicted to narcotics, right? People, they know what they're doing. Keep us asleep and keep us sedated. Now, another important part that you all should pay attention to is a part where he says our impulses are being redirected. That could only interpret as a frequency. And he's saying that we are living in an artificial induced state of consciousness, but some people are in deep a coma. They are not asleep, and we cannot wake them up. This line is very important because it states what our reality in this life is all about. Now, let us get into this section here where this character, he gets himself a pair of sunglasses. Now, this sunglasses is showing him the reality of the world that he lives in, because not everything we see, we understand, or not everything we see is the actual reality of what is going on. Now, I wish I could get some of these sunglasses for families and friends so that they can understand that this world, everything about it is a lie. We have been lied to from the beginning. And there are secrets in this world that they do not want you all to know. And one of the biggest secrets is this: we are not alone. We were never alone. Now check out the things that the glasses is showing him, the reality. It is telling you to obey, to consume, to conform, right? No independent thought. What do we see happening in 2020? People cannot use critical thinking. They cannot criticize and analyze anything for themselves. They rely on individuals in suits and lab coat to tell them what to do, right? Now, this glasses is showing him a whole lot about the reality of this world, or the reality of the world that he's living in. Do not question authority, right? Now, have a look at the money. When he's looking at it, it's money, it's valuable. But the glasses show him it's just paper, right? And they make sure to let you know that that is your God. Because a lot of people worship money and will do whatever it takes to get money, right? So it is, this glasses is well needed in today's world. And notice that it is showing him that these entities are in television, in the media. No wonder the media lull us to sleep. It all comes alive and makes sense now. Now, we got to understand that they are well organized, right? Well placed in society, right? They got their game plan, and This movie is just everything. It is showing you just what we have going on around us. People, these movies are not made purely for entertainment, right? And another thing is, please look at this scene with the police officer. What is Hollywood trying to tell us? That some of these police officers are demonic? Well, to how they behave with the black Americans, we have to say that there must be some demonic elements with them, right? Now in 1988, they are showing you drone technology. Drone technology in 1988, right? And this is a very interesting scene because they are showing you the deadly force that will be used for anyone who think they can challenge authority. Because in the movie, they got an underground group that would like to challenge them, but they decide it's not going to happen. And they make sure to refer to them as terrorists, right? What do we see happening in today's world? Anyone that disagrees or have another opinion, they are classified as terrorists. No, we've always hear about underground tunnels, underground system that they use to smuggle children, and we all say it's conspiracy theories. This movie is showing you an underground world and what they are up to. No, it's just mind-boggling the things that this movie is showing us. Now, let us get into this dialogue that this so-called entity is talking about at this banquet, because this will blow your mind. Our projection showed by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. Right? What are they saying? You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multi-dimensional expansion, and in return, the perk average income have grown in this year alone by an average of 39%. Right? Now, these entity, they are praising the human elites that sell themselves to them, helping them. And this is exactly what is happening in today's world, because we have humans helping entities to escape the dimension that they're in, their bosses, the higher ones are in, and humans are getting rewarded with money. What are they trying to tell us? Let us use critical thinking, because they even go on to show you that the man making the speech is not human. But he's telling them by 2025, right? Not only America, but the entire planet. What is happening now? We have the entire planet on lockdown due to a virus. Let us connect the dots. Now, here is another scene that let us know that individuals are recruited, because as this gentleman said, he did not know the boys were recruited, and now that they got money, they should have dressed up. Right? Imagine that. So right there, they are telling you that humans are recruited. Now let's get into some more, because this movie further shows us that these entities are not from this planet, that they have their portals that they can go and come into our dimension. Ain't that something? Wow. How much of this is art and how much is reality? We need to exercise critical thinking. Now, this gentleman is so proud. He is so proud to be a part of them. He's so proud to sell his own out, right? He's even showing them around where the signal is coming from. Right now, that bit there is another interesting section that you need to pay attention to. And remember, we talk about the 5G frequency, and this movie is talking about a signal that they use to hide who they are, and a signal that they use to help lull us to sleep. Sounds familiar? Right? Let us get into his dialogue now that they strong harmed him. Let us get into what he has to say. Wait, boys, wait, you're making a big mistake. And the other character said, you made the mistake. No, no, no. You got to listen to me. I thought you boys understood it. It's business. That's all it is. You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no more countries. No more good guys. They are running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. So they think. Let's get into some more. What's wrong with having it good for a change? And they are gonna let us have it good. If we just help them, they're gonna leave us alone. Let's make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life too. I know you want it. It it's hell. Everybody does, right? And the other character says, "You did it to your own kind." And he answers saying this, "What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team." Now, if individuals out there is selling out to another entity and think that that's the winning team, you need to do your research, right? Now, he is stating in this dialogue that once you help them, to come, the bigger ones, the stronger ones, to come out of their dimension, they are going to leave us alone, and we are going to have it good. If that is the promise, they lie, right? Because they are locked up. So they have the weaker ones who are trapped here with us to convince humanity that we should help them to let their bosses out, because the fallen ones are locked away. So once we help them and they get out, they will be helping us and leaving us alone. We will be having it good. If that is the promise, they lie to you, right? They are nothing but liars, and man cannot control them once Pandora's box is open. Once they open the abyss and let them out, we cannot control them. So if anyone out there is of the impression that these entity that is giving you power and position, and that they will like you and they will protect you and that they will leave you alone, you have another thing coming, right? Because they are evil to the core. They do not like humanity, and they will turn against you, right? Let me say that again. They will turn against you. We cannot control them. They were locked up for a reason, right? And he's so proud to announce that he basically sell his own kind to these things, because they own everything. And notice he said there is no more countries, because they are bringing in the new world order. Watch this movie, ask questions, right? Now pay attention to this scene, right? Because after he managed to disrupt the signal and blow up the satellites, he died. Because anyone who go up against these entities, or anyone who have a difference of opinion, it always costs them their life, right? It always costs them their life to show people what is happening around them. You see, and the movie is no different, because after he removed the signal, he died. And then people in the movie start to see the reality of what is around them. And notice they keep showing television presenters as demonic elements. No wonder they keep calling them fake news, right? Because mainstream media is not going to tell you what is really going on. And these entities are mixing and mingling with us, and some of us don't know that they are walking around us in human form. People are even in relation with them and don't realize that these are entities, right? It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to understand that we are in a spiritual war. It's time for us to know that end times are not coming. It is already here. As I say, glory be to the Most High in these wicked, deceptive times of mercy on humanity.